What's going on, everybody? So we are here, and I just saw this morning that OMTech has released a Halloween sale. Let me give you a little bit of insight why I think that this is probably the time to buy. If you are in the game of jumping on the holiday trends and the holiday seasons as part of your business, Halloween, like there's a sale now, you could get your machine in time to be up and running and crushing it for the Christmas season. So let's take a look. Let's see what they've got on sale. I have not really gone through this yet, so we'll look at it together and just talk about my general thoughts about the sales that are going on. So as we scroll on down, the first thing, it's saying up to $1,000. That's obviously not on every single one, but you see the savings tags that are on top of these machines. So if you are looking to just jump in and get your feet wet, diodes, they can be pretty easy to understand, use. There's not a whole lot that goes into them with mirror alignment, all that crazy stuff. But I mean, $389.99 seems like a pretty dang good deal for a 10 watt diode. I know there's a lot of other diodes out there that are a much higher price than this, and then others that are landing right around the same price. So it seems like a good deal to me. You come over and you look at the 50 and 60 watt machines that are in kind of your smaller packages. Some decent discounts there. These are definitely the ones, like if you're looking for a smaller footprint but still want a bigger bed, these are the ones that I usually recommend. This has enough space, and this has enough space in the Z depth to do tumblers. So really a good starter machine, especially if you're limited on space. Then you jump over here, you've got the Polar, which is your more ease of use, your more plug and play, like ready to go. Alignment is not really a thing, and you should be able to just jump in and start learning the machine. So on this one, you've got $200 off there. Honestly, where I start seeing the bigger discounts as we get into the bigger machines. So you look now, we've got the 60 watt, then into the 80 watt with $400 off. Then coming over, we're another 80 watt. This is the autofocus version. This was the regular one. This autofocus version, $500 off. Then you start coming over and you get into like the bigger machines. So now this is the bigger bed, 24 by 35, $600 off. Now we go over here into our 100 watts. I mean, that one's a decent price. I mean, with $400 off, but I mean, this 130 watt, this is the one that I want. $600 off. Like, it makes me, like, if I had more space, I would probably already be on top of this one. I mean, this one is the dual tube. So you've got two tubes in there. You're able to do double the production. Do keep in mind that it does reduce some of that bed width if you are trying to do one project. You have to like move the heads together and then slide it over so you can actually use that full width. So this is the full width single tube, and it's a little bit more popular machine, so it doesn't look like they've really put much of a sale, or at least not as big of a sale as the dual tube. Then you come over and you got the big boy, the 150 with $800 off right now. I mean, that seems like a screaming savings to me. But obviously this is a big machine. You've got to have the room for it. You've got to have, you're really wanting to use all of that bed space if this is the machine you're getting. Do keep in mind, like you get a 150 watt machine, dialing in those low powers can be a little bit harder. You have to run higher speeds, keep your power low to really get like if you're wanting to do photo engraving and stuff, this might be too big for you. This might just be burning your wood rather than getting that contrast when you're looking for photo engraving. Your fibers, now we're into 20, 30 watts. I mean, that 20 watt, that's getting a pretty low price with that $700 off. Me personally, if I was to go back and start all over again, I would be starting probably with a 50 watt fiber. Honestly, these ones are a Racus source, so the frequency are not as high. MOPA is where you get one of the highest frequencies, and you can obviously get in at a 20 watt. Again, I would not go under 30. I'd be looking at like a 60 watt MOPA if I was to start over and try and get into it. Granted, that savings doesn't look as great. I mean, you get $1,000 off the 100 watt, but obviously it's a more expensive price tag. Not a lot of people are wanting to jump on this one. It's becomes a higher barrier of entry with that price tag. But yeah, these are the machines that are currently on sale. My thoughts generally is you get into these bigger machines, and that's where you're seeing some of the bigger savings. On the fibers, you are seeing some of the biggest savings right here on the 20 watt. 20 watt for me is a little bit low. I'd like a little bit more power, probably around a 50 watt with $800 off. Maybe a good ticket to look at, but do keep in mind that your frequency ranges are going to be a little bit narrower than they would with a JPT source. And then with the MOPA you get like these huge ranges of frequency. Like you're going from like 1 to like 4,000 in your frequency, if I remember right. So that's the sale. Obviously, you've got some of your accessories and other things down here that you can pick up as well if that is something that you're in need of. It does look like they have the 100-watt power supply that's on sale. Looks like some of the chillers are on sale. And tubes. If you're in need of a tube soon, looks like you can get a good deal on a tube. Okay, so those are my thoughts on the sales that are going on. I did just go and verify that the Laser Guys 5 off discount code is going to stack on top of all of the Halloween sales that are currently going. So make sure that you grab that 5 off code, put it on top of your purchase. It will give you an extra discount, and it also helps to support the administration of the group and keeps us rolling and creating content. So thank you so much, guys. Hopefully you get your machine and you're crushing it with us in the Christmas time.